HB247 was brought to me by Alexandria Families for Safe Streets. We live in Alexandria in a wonderful community where a lot of people walk and a lot of people drive, and it is important that they respect each other. Unfortunately, we've had some incidents in Alexandria where we've had a number of people killed and seriously injured by drivers. People walking right there in the crosswalk, doing everything right, and unfortunately were very severely injured. Under the current code, even if you commit serious bodily injury, including things like disfigurement, lifetime needs of operation, and so forth, it's a misdemeanor. It's not even a misdemeanor, it's a traffic infraction punishable by a fine of no more than $350. Folks in the community, and some of them are here that want to talk, testify, felt that if you cause death or serious bodily injury to a pedestrian who is lawfully present, so we're not talking about kids running out in the street, we're talking about someone walking within the crosswalk, someone walking with the cross light, and you're so negligent that you cause them serious bodily injury, that there needed to be a higher penalty. In this case, it would be a Class 2 misdemeanor.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? Doug, there are.
Permission to ask patient a question?
Doug, there are.
So definitely know what you're trying to do. I guess my question is, we already have under 46.2-852 reckless driving general. This is a Class 1 misdemeanor, so it's even, I mean, that's punishable up to 12 months in jail. And it says irrespective of the maximum speeds permitted by law, any person who drives a vehicle on any highway recklessly or at its speed or in a manner so as to endanger the life and the property of any person should be guilty of reckless driving, which is, so I guess my question is, why do you feel like we need this when we already have kind of a general catch-all reckless driving already in the books?
It's a fair question. I would say it's another tool in the Commonwealth Attorney's toolbox, and the Commonwealth Attorney of Alexandria, Brian Porter, does support this. I think it's very easy to say that someone caused death or serious bodily injury. You can do that, you know, maybe you would argue that any serious bodily injury is reckless, but I think if you listen to some of the folks I brought here, they will tell you there have been cases where people have been seriously injured and that prosecution was not brought. So maybe they can explain why that happened in their case.
Anybody from the public wants to speak in favor of the bill?
Yes, my name is Mike Doyle. I'm with Alexandria Families for Safe Streets as well as Fairfax Families for Safe Streets. We are a pedestrian-focused safety group, pedestrian safety on the roads. Myself, I've been crashed into. I was in the crosswalk. A car turned left into me. He was not deemed reckless because the police could not, the standard to answer a question of recklessness is a very high bar. And most of the people that have been crashed into in our organization, we have about 15 people that have either lost family members, killed because of cars crashing into them, in crosswalks, in the right-of-way, or people seriously injured, like myself. I've been 3 years in neurological rehab. Not only does it affect me, it affects the family. My wife and other people are seriously affected by this. But what's happening is that the drivers are going away with a $50 to $250 fine when they are killing people, because the police could not be able to, and the Commonwealth Attorney could not get enough evidence to determine the high bar of recklessness. So this is at least some type of deterrence that hopefully will translate to people to slow down and look where they're going. We're being seriously injured and killed, so I respectfully ask you to consider and support this bill.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Chamberlain, the Virginia Bicycle Federation, we support the bill.
Thank you. Anybody else in favor of the bill?
I'm Brandon Tyndall again with Sports Backers and also Richmond Families for Safe Streets, another organization of people who've been killed or injured in serious crashes. I want to talk about some of the numbers about why this is so important. In the past 10 years in the U.S., pedestrian fatalities have gone up 53%. In Virginia, it's 63%, and in the Richmond region, which is where we're focused, it's gone up 250% from 8 to 28 people in 10 years. And there are a lot of factors about why that is, but a big part of it is that behind the wheel, there's sometimes a lack of respect for people walking, and this might relate to another bill we'll talk about later, but a lot of crosswalks are not marked, they're unmarked crosswalks, and so how you manage to respect someone in the street when you come on them and there's not paint on the sidewalk might change your behavior. So this is about changing behavior and saving people's lives, so thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, members of the subcommittee, Sarah Taylor with the City of Alexandria. The city supports the bill. As Delegate Lee noted, our Commonwealth Attorney supports the bill, and he wanted me to communicate that despite the common misperception, it is extremely difficult to get a reckless driving conviction when a driver's simple violation of a traffic statute or ordinance results in death or great bodily injury. He said the driving itself has to be reckless, which connotes gross and wanton misconduct, and a traffic violation normally does not satisfy this higher standard, and the fact that a violation results in injury does not necessarily prove recklessness. So, I hope you'll support the bill.
Thank you. All right, anyone opposed to this bill? Thank you all for the questions and testimony. Any operating on that?
Just to conclude, I think that someone looking at their cell phone, for example, and hitting and seriously injuring someone would probably not be reckless driving, gross and wanton, but definitely is negligent, and definitely maybe a bill like this would encourage people to be more careful.
Thank you. Any operating on that? Report. Report. There being no second on the motion. Correct. Thank you, Delegate.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Delegate Corey, you can